Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I have an open box video for you from NGC from some world coins, and we're going to call this like the Tears of the Clown episode. Not that this guy's a clown, I'm the clown, and I'm the one that's going to be crying here in a minute, but we'll start with some coins that are kind of fun. This two Deutsches Reichsmark from Nazi Germany, 1938. There's the swastika on it. These guys, seems like we used to see a lot of these back in the day, so to speak, back in my day, and I don't see them as much as I used to. So this one they called MS63. We sent it in just because it looked like a nice Unk coin, and when you send stuff in kind of on the economy service, it might be worth, just kind of trying to get a nice Unk grade out of something, and see what happens. So we're going to move on to something completely different. And when I say completely different, I mean I actually lost the coin that was sitting right in front of me. There it is, right in front of me. So this is from Afghanistan, and it's kind of an interesting coin because it looks pretty harshly clean just at a glance. And so some of these things are not like the others. So in other words, these planchets, my understanding on this particular coin is that the planchets were already all scraped up and then the coins were struck. So in other words, all those striations that you see that normally would be cleaning lines, all those dancing light lines you see up there, that those were on the coin before the coin was struck, but it's really hard to tell because there's not a lot of design to look at. But if you look at the leaves area over here, you're not really seeing those lines dance over the top of it. They go under and behind. Now, I'm not going to necessarily argue that it wasn't cleaned, but for my Afghani friends out there, you can go ahead and tell me if I'm right or wrong. I really hope one of you is an expert in Middle Eastern coins, and you can explain to me if I'm correct about the fact that certain issues had the planchets that were made, and then they had just like on U.S. coins, they had something called adjustment marks, like on the early coins, where they would file down into the planchet because it was too heavy, and then they'd stamp it, so that those imperfections actually come from the planchet itself and not something afterwards. All right, now this is a coin that sometimes we talk a little bit about things that I like that I think are worth owning for a long period of time, and that other people maybe don't. And they're oftentimes really coins that are somewhat insignificant in nature, seemingly. So, of course, this says Republica Portuguese 1951, and if you're used to the Portuguese coins, you'll see that symbol on it. But then, of course, the Portuguese had a lot of little action in different parts of the world. S, Tome, E, Principe, and this is a 10 escudo, which is also kind of fun. And so this is from St. Thomas. And just a neat coin, MS66. Technically, it's a top pop, and I love coins that just have a nice look to them. Kind of maybe underappreciated, and just the type of thing that's, to me, more interesting to collect. Like, I would rather buy this coin than accommodate Morgan in high grade to add to my collection. And then, of course, that's assuming that I've already been collecting for a while and I've seen Morgans my whole life, which is correct, right? All right, now ready for some crying? Shall we complain? Shall we not complain? Shall we eat some humble pie? Maybe that's a better idea. Maybe the problem is just me. I had this group of 8 reals that I sent in to PCGS, and PCGS called them cleaned. And I showed them to a bunch of dealers, world dealers, and they said, no, yeah, maybe that one. No, yeah, maybe that one. No. So basically the consensus was that most of them are original. So because of that, and because I'm just a sucker for you guys and showing you guys coins and getting my butt handed back to me, I went ahead and sent them to NGC and thought, okay, let's see what happens. I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and go through these and talk about which ones I think I agree with. This is fascinating. Unk details cleaned. So my grade on this coin is actually probably like an AU58 original. Okay, that's just going to be, I'm going to start putting my own grades on things. What's interesting now is, so like this one here, the only difference between this coin and some of the other coins is going to go ahead and be the fact that it's a little dirtier. But, you know, the surface qualities are the same. And so one of the things that I'm frustrated with is, you know, I assume because there's not hairlines on these other coins that they're getting dinged as cleaned because of the surface quality. But the surface quality on these coins, well, first of all, they vary depending on the mint that they were struck at, kind of like US dollars can be. But also, you know, some are going to be a little bit proof-like, and others are going to have more of a lustrous finish to them. So this 1877, oh boy, Guanajuato, Geo, did I get that one right? Is an AU58. So like these two coins I totally would have had in the same bucket. Okay. All right, so this one here, 1882. So on this coin, I can understand why you would call it clean. I mean, it's been retoned, but there's something going on the surface there that seems a little bit less than natural to me. But yeah, maybe I'll just show coins and be quiet for a while. I don't know. AU details cleaned. Okay, so like this one, I actually really like the surface quality overall compared to the other ones. And so it's kind of hard to explain unless you can see the coins in person and unless you've got a lot more experience with the subject matter that is present. You know, and it's got a lot of just kind of toning and stuff going on in the back. And you know, it looks like hairlines there. But once again, as I'm looking at the coin, I'm looking to see, are those hairlines, or is that just the field itself, how the field was made, right? So I'm looking underneath the wings, and it looks like there's lines headed that way. But once again, is there something indelibly wrong with the coin? AU details cleaned. I would have just put this in the AU pile. I don't care about that guy. Unk details cleaned, 1894. So, you know, I don't know. Like this coin here, I really like the fact it has like a PL surface to it. This is one of the ones that's harder for me because this is one when I showed a couple guys, they all thought, you know, that's such a great coin because the overall surface quality is actually really nice. It just has like a nice even proof-like feel to it. So, you know, I think that it bothers me. That one I would have called a nice Unk coin with a little bit of some proof-like finish to it. 1894 Mexico City Mint. Here's another one that actually has really cool, nice solid original fields to it. And once again, you see some of those lines that are coming across the field there, but the lines stop and start again at where the design on the coin is, which means the lines don't go over the surface of the feathers and the snake and everything. That means they're not hair lines, they're not cleaning lines. Those are lines that were actually created in either the rolling of the planchet or the striking of the coin. So, I don't know, this is like my level of disgust changing from left to right here on the field. I still just think that most of these coins with this like proof-like field are original. But, you know, I mean, maybe I can just be wrong. This one's interesting, this 1887 Zacatecas, because they also called it Unk Details. Yeah, it's got that same look to it. So these guys, I don't know. So this is the one where I thought, okay, well, at least I understand the coin looks kind of unnatural. They call this one cleaned. To me, this one has kind of an unnatural look to different parts of the surface. Maybe it's artificial toning or environmental damage or something that they want to call it. But once again, you know, maybe it's been dipped. There's something really funky about the coloration on this piece. You know, I would have been a lot happier had they just said something to the effect of, you know, environmental damage or something along those lines. You know, at least we could get back in the groove. And like on this one, I can at least see that when you look at it, you know, you have a distortion of color between the area under the wing here and some of the other field areas, right? So you're seeing a transition between here and here on the coin, right? So there's like a noticeable difference, you know, because underneath the wing there, it looks like it's been wiped, right? It has a very different look to it than the rest of it. So your hints on a coin anytime is the rest of the surrounding areas. How do the rest of the surrounding areas look, you know, for you to be able to call a coin cleaned? So, all right, here's the clown. There we are. I have to figure out what to do next. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm Ben, the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen.